Brady Scott, Gary Streisky back with you on SportsCenter. Breaking news out of the NBA this morning. Our senior NBA insider, Shams Charania, joining us. Shams, what do you have?
Multiple sources tell me this morning that Oklahoma City Thunder star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been voted as the NBA's most valuable player. This means he's won back-to-back MVP awards. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander becomes the 14th player in league history to win consecutive MVP awards. SGA led OKC to 64 wins, the most in the NBA, the number 1 seed as well in the Western Conference, despite the third most missed games due to injury for any team in the NBA. And the accomplishments for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander are long. The first guard to average 30 points and 55% shooting in a season in NBA history. Joined Michael Jordan as the only player to average 30 points, 5 assists, 50% shooting in 4 consecutive seasons. He did not score below 20 points in any game, Randy, all season. And now Shai Gilgeous-Alexander takes home the MVP award ahead of facing the San Antonio Spurs in the Western Conference Finals, a matchup of 2 heavyweight titans in the NBA this year, and he's going to face one of the runner-ups for this award in Victor Wembanyama.
You go back 35 years in NBA history. You go back to Jordan winning back-to-back in 91, 92, and this list is incredible. Steve Nash, Tim Duncan, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Nikola Jokic, and now SGA, who finds out along with the rest of us here on SportsCenter. Shams Charania.
Being up 3-2 is an advantage for them.
Detroit trying to stay alive.
First 4 wins, though.
Oh, Cunningham lacing a triple. Cunningham, good.
It starts and ends with Cade Cunningham.
Oh, they just grabbed this game by the throat. 16-2 run. It is getting treacherous.
We're not going to go down without kicking, punching, and grabbing, clawing.
The Pistons are checking every box.
You're going to have to choke the life out of this team.
We go to a Game 7.
Pay no mind to what gas prices might look like because the Pistons are going to be matching that pedal in Game 7. It is do or die as Tyler Fulgham joins the program. Great to see you, my friend. What is your best bet in that Game 7?
Well, let's try and make the cost of gas a little more easy on the wallet by earning you some money here. I think it's going to be a close game. It's hard to figure these two teams out, how poorly they can play one day and how well they can play the other. I'm going to take the Cavs plus the points on the road. Now, for much of the postseason, until games 5 and 6, it was easy to bet these two teams. Whoever was at home, bet on them. However, these two teams flipped the script in game 5 and 6, each earning a road win to make this a seventh game in the series. So I think the true spread here should be closer to 2.5 or 3.5 in favor of Detroit because I think the Cavs are the more talented team. But in a game that I think is close to a coin flip, if the Cavs can win on the road, I'll take the 4.5. It's just a hard game to handicap.
Okay, Detroit at home in a Game 7. They are the Eastern Conference 1 seed. Meanwhile, Game 1 of the Western Conference Final sees the 1 seed out there in the Oklahoma City Thunder welcoming in Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs. What is a play you like there?
I might be walking right into a trap here, Gary Streisky, because we know that Wemby and the Spurs beat this Thunder team 4 of the 5 times they played this season. And it wasn't like it was due to injury in some of those games. There was a few where it was best on best. 6.5 in Game 1 on the road. I just think the Spurs are ready for the big time. The Thunder, I think, win this game. But I just need the Spurs to keep it close. And as far as this being a series, the Spurs, can they win one of these games on the road in OKC? I think absolutely. They have proven it this regular season. So why not take them plus the points here in Game 1? Again, I could be walking into a trap that OKC is laying there because we know they have laid the hammer on some teams at home this season.
Brother, if you're walking into that trap, I'm walking in right there with you because they just took care of business against the Timberwolves, beat them by 30 en route to the Western Conference Final. PGA Championship, we're going to get there in just a
Being up 3-2 is an advantage for them.
Detroit trying to stay alive.
First 4 wins, though.
Oh, Cunningham lacing a triple. Cunningham, good.
It starts and ends with Cade Cunningham.
Oh, they just grabbed this game by the throat. 16-2 run. It is getting treacherous.
We're not going to go down without kicking, punching, and grabbing, clawing.
The Pistons are checking every box.
You're going to have to choke the life out of this team.
We go to a Game 7.
It is a win or go home scenario in Detroit for the Pistons and Cavs. Sunday night won't be these teams' first rodeo in a Game 7 this postseason. Both of them snagged Game 7 home wins in the first round, with Cleveland taking down Toronto and the Pistons pulling off the 3-1 comeback already against Orlando. Now, speaking of Game 7s at the crib, Detroit is a perfect 5-0 at home in Game 7s, tied for the most wins without a loss in that situation. With a dub, the Pistons would be the 8th 60-win team to win multiple Game 7s in one postseason. Now, for Cleveland, they've got James Harden entering Game 7 with a 4-4 record while averaging just 19 points per game on 35% shooting. Meanwhile, Donovan Mitchell is looking to get the monkey off his back and advance past the semis for the first time in 5 tries. So with all that context surrounding this here Game 7, let's get some thoughts from Brian Windhorst on that and more. Momentum has been swinging in this series, Brian, between the Cavs and Pistons like a pendulum. So who has the edge come Sunday night?
Well, I think Donovan Mitchell is going to play a huge role in this one. You may recall that just a couple of days ago, he had a 39-point half. That was obviously a huge moment in this series. But since then, the Pistons have won the battle against Donovan Mitchell. In the last 2 games, he is just 10 of 35 from the field, other than that overtime period. Now, that overtime period was important. He made all 3 of his shots in Game 5. But Asar Thompson and Cade Cunningham have done a great job heads up on defense against Donovan Mitchell. I suppose it's possible he's been worn down a little bit. He has played a lot of minutes this postseason. But if Donovan Mitchell can't get back to playing the kind of efficient basketball he was earlier in the series, it's going to be difficult for the Cavs to go into Detroit and win Game 7.
Wendy, we already know the last 2 out of the West. Western Conference Finals tip Monday. It is the foregone conclusion of Thunder versus Spurs. We know the 2-time MVP. We know the unanimous DPOY. Who else should we monitor as this series gets underway?
Well, I would argue that the most important news we've had in the last week in the NBA has been Jalen Williams announcing on his YouTube page that he's coming back for the start of this series, which is interesting because last year he announced on his YouTube page that he had gotten over 30 painkilling injections in his hand to deal with issues he had with that thumb during the playoffs. So this is a news-making situation. Look, he has now played in almost a month with that hamstring injury. He's only played in 2 playoff games. He was awesome in those 2 playoff games, in case you forgot. He shot 62% before he re-injured that hamstring. And so for him to come back against a Spurs team that really wants to use its perimeter defense to apply pressure to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, giving the Thunder that other weapon to go to, could potentially be game-changing. And they kept their lips a little bit tight about Jalen's status. He went ahead and showed his cards, but they obviously were able to save him through this last round. And his ability to come back and be the player he was at the end of the regular season could be a difference maker in this series.
No question about that. He has been pivotal as far as their success early on in this here championship run. We'll see if he can be another contributor in this go-round. Brian Windhorst, we appreciate it, sir.
McValue Matchup is brought to you by McDonald's. Get more value and more choice when you order from the under $3